Okay, these two pieces are going to be for the vent bracket, and I just cut those off of that yardstick, just a plain old jigsaw. Then I'll take it over to my poor man's grinder, clean them up a little bit, and cut out some of the little teeth to bite into that vent. And that cleans that up pretty nicely with just a minute or so of filing down. Always, always, always wear gloves or eye protection when you do this. It's just not worth it not to. I'm kind of eyeballing about where I want these teeth to be. I made another bracket for a Mustang that was similar to this, but it attached differently. So I'm kind of winging this one, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, I had to abandon using the thicker yardstick because these kept snapping. The tight corner that I was trying to make was just causing these to fail. The bracket that I made for the Mustang had gentler curves and it would work out, but for this one it wouldn't work out. So same basic theory, but here's the next attempt. This is a smaller yardstick, it's not quite as wide. And this takes tighter curves much better. So we're going to go in this direction also to trim these down. Works much better on here. The jigsaw was good for the other one. I suppose this would have been fine, the scroll saw, for the thicker yardstick, but I still would have a challenge with these corners. So we'll see how this works. Also on the Mustang I had more purchase where the vent was larger and I could grab a bigger spot, and on the Jeep it's much tighter. Okay, these are two brackets. This will fit over that vent. I need to cut some teeth out of each side, and then there'll be a bolt through the middle. And I found, as far as a reference, this coat hanger, or curtain rod hanger, I guess. But these little flanges here are a perfect fit for a guide in that groove. So we'll just scroll saw out teeth to fit to match that size. Okay, here's the next challenge for a 2-meter bracket for a 2004 Liberty. I'm going to use the vent here for a base for the bracket. I've got a couple ideas. Here's just a yardstick from Ace. And what I'm going to do is drill holes through here, run toggle bolts through the vent to kind of hold this down. I've made some similar brackets, but I've had more to work with in other cars. There's not a lot in here. It's pretty tight. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, here's the rough plan. Pretty simple. Two pieces cut out. This piece is I think 4 inches, 4.5 inches. And this one, I don't know what the bigger one is. Basically, this piece is going to be screwed through with toggle bolts through the vent openings. Then the top piece will slide through there, and the top piece will be screwed to this piece through there. I'm going to do a little bit of a lift on here so that I can mount the bracket for the radio, so it'll sit kind of like that. The sun's tough today. I don't know if that can be seen too well, but that's the idea. Not a lot of options in here. My biggest concern is with the toggle bolts. When they go through here, I want to make sure that I've got that seizing wire hooked around the toggle, so if the screw comes out or if I have to take it out, those little wing toggles don't drop into there. I don't want them to get caught in a fan or to rattle around. And this is my outdoor drying booth. All painted up. It dry fits pretty well. This should dry pretty quickly today. It's about 68 degrees, sunny, and about 20% humidity with 30-mile-an-hour winds. So I waited for a lull in the wind and painted this up. And again, I think this is going to dry really well. So once this is in, we'll get those toggle bolts on and then start worrying about wiring up the power and antenna of the radio. Just to give a little bit more support, I did use one of these. Just you put them under your chairs in the kitchen, just felt pads in that corner right there, and that gives some nice counter support for the end of this thing. I like things being really secure, but this is probably pushing down, I don't know, 2-3 pounds, 4 or 5 pounds. This is an older radio, it's not that heavy, but I'm sure you can get some lighter ones now. And something under here may also help to give a little bit more support. But I don't think this is going anywhere. And the nice thing about this whole project is that no holes are cut, nothing is permanent. The whole thing can come out, and if a better idea comes up, I can go with that. I would like this to be hidden. I have to give that some thought. Maybe I can tuck those under. But we'll see. Yeah, I like that better. These are just bent under those sides, so a little bit more out of the way. Let's put the radio on and see how it looks. And that's the 10 meter mounted. HF's more fun than VHF sometimes. It's not as secure as I would really like. It's pretty solid. A support here would be good, or even some sort of suction to give it some more support would be great. Might give that some more thought. Everything's always a work in progress. Just putting this up for ideas. Or you can throw all that stuff out the window because it's not as secure as I'd like it to be, and then you can do this. I was sitting here about 20 minutes ago trying to figure out how I could make the other bracket more secure, and it was tapping against the glass as well, and I didn't like that. And I looked at the stuff that was sitting around me, and I had these parts just in a pile. So I threw these together real fast, and this works. So the other took 2 days of thinking and planning, and this took 20 minutes. But it's all a process. And sometimes you got to go through different ideas until you get to something that's extremely simple. This is really on here. And the other nice thing is this can take up some slack. So if you're off-road, this is going to take some cushioning, whereas the other is going to bang against there. The nice thing about the other bracket was those wires holding the toggles, because it all came out nice and easy and nothing dropped into the vent. So right now this is just sitting here. I don't have any power or antenna connected to it yet, but this is beautifully simple and I like this. So I'll wire in the rest of it probably tomorrow, and we'll go from there. So sometimes the simplest answer is right around you, and you just have to think about it for a while. Thanks for watching.